Hi there, parents. Mrs. Simmons here. I just wanted to take a few minutes this morning to talk to you about our next literacy unit that we have coming up next week. I wanted to talk to the kids a little bit about individuality, and I wanted them to understand the positive and negative aspects that individuality can play in our lives. For example, as a teacher, if I'm teaching a new unit on something, like individuality, I need everyone to follow directions and do the same things as a group so I can make sure that everybody's getting the concept and that we're all on the same page. So that would be an instance when, as a group, you need to work together, and individuality may not necessarily be a good thing in that instance. However, there are positive aspects to individuality as well. Individuality can help to make us feel more comfortable in our own skin. I also want the kids to start thinking about others' perspectives of our individuality. What do our parents think of us when we express our individuality? What do our friends, what do our teachers think? Even though those characters might not be present in the books that we're reading, we still need to give thought to that. Finally, as parents and teachers, I want us to think about how we can cultivate individuality within our children. So I'll send home a list of books and resources that we're using for this unit here in the classroom. And I'll also send home some resources for you to use on your own time at home with your kids. And as always, thanks for your support, and call me with any questions or concerns you have. Right now, I'd like to turn the table over to our friends who made a video for us to talk about individuality, what they think about it, and they're going to talk about some books that they read and the role that individuality played, the different roles that individuality played. I hope that you enjoy it, and again, call me with any questions. Thanks.
Kid Power! Book Edition!
Hello everyone, and welcome to Kid Power Book Edition. We're going to talk about some books today, and we're going to talk about the topic of individuality. But first, I'd like to introduce my special guest to you today. If I could start by having the little girl on the left-hand side tell her name, please, and what grade you're in.
I'm Berkeley, and I'm in 2nd grade.
Okay.
I'm Morgan, and I'm in 4th grade. I'm Delaney, and I'm in 4th grade, like Morgan. I'm Charlie, and I'm in 1st grade.
Thanks for joining today on my special edition. I really appreciate it. Now, like I said, today we're talking about individuality, and I'd like to know, what does individuality mean to each of you? I know that's a really big word, but I was wondering if someone could tell me, what does individuality mean to you? Morgan, would you like to go first?
Sure. Individuality means to be unique.
To be unique. Okay, that's a good answer. Berkeley, how about you? What do you think about when you think of that word? It's a big one.
Individuality means you're different than other people.
Oh, excellent. That's a great answer. All right. Charlie, what do you think the word individuality means?
I think it means, like, if other people are doing other things and you do one thing and it's not like what other people are doing.
Oh, that's great. Okay, Delaney, do you have some thoughts on what you think individuality might be?
Individuality means being yourself no matter how different you are.
Oh, that's great. I think that's a really good answer. Okay. Now, can you tell me maybe something about yourself when you think about the word individuality? Like you said, what makes you different from other kids? How about you, Berkeley?
I'm really good at gymnastics.
Yes, you are. Okay, how about you, Morgan?
I wear a tank top every day.
Yes, you do, even in the dead of winter. Okay, Delaney, how about you?
I was accepted into the Gifted and Talented program.
Okay, how about you, Charlie?
I always play football.
Yes, you do love football, don't you? Okay.
Yep.
Everybody hold up your books for me. Let's see what they are. Let's talk about what we read. Oh, yes, very nice. Okay. Let's see. Morgan, what's the name of your book that you're holding there?
My book is Wilbur.
Okay. Now, is there something that you really liked? Is there a part of that book that you really liked that you thought maybe was pretty funny?
The part that I like is when Wilbur, he was supposed to dye the wool, but he ended up dyeing himself.
Oh my goodness.
So that's the part I like about Wilbur.
So everybody else was dyeing wool, and Wilbur dyed himself. Oh my goodness. So he's a little different from the crowd, huh?
Yes.
Okay, now I know they talk about like the parents in that book, and they're worried about Wilbur being so individual, and they talk about his grandma, and she doesn't seem too worried about it. But one person they don't talk about in the book is the teacher. Now, if you were teaching a class and you were showing sheep how to color the wool, and a kid in your class did something like that, what would you think?
I would be, like, okay, that's not what you're supposed to do.
You would? Yeah, I think I would too. Okay. All right, let's see. How about Miss Berkeley over here? You read, what book did you read there? What's it called?
Ducks don't wear socks.
Okay. Now, what was your favorite part of the book?
When he's fishing on a boat, wearing just underpants, and he's fishing out pants.
Wow, ducks wear underwear? I didn't know that. Okay, that's pretty funny. All right, now in this book, it's about a little girl named Emily, and she's like really serious at the beginning, but then she meets that duck, and then she's not so serious, right? So they don't talk about Emily's parents very much in the book, but how do you think her parents feel about her dressing up like a duck at the end of the book? Because she's so serious in the beginning. What do you think her parents think about that?
I think they would get very weirded out.
You think they'd be weirded out by that? Why do you think that?
Because normally kids don't dress up like giant ducks.
Oh, that's a very good point. Okay. Let's go down here. Let's talk to Mr. Charlie. Charlie, what was the title of your book that you read?
Spoon.
Okay. Now in the beginning of the book, do you think Spoon is happy that he's a spoon?
No.
No, why not?
Because he wants to do what knives and chopsticks and forks do.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Okay. And then what about at the end of the book? Do you think he's happy to be a spoon?
At the end of the book, he's happy because his parents tell him what is good about being a spoon. And I think the mom said that knives never know what it's going to be like when you're jumping head first into ice cream.
That's right, because you really only eat ice cream with a spoon, right? So a knife could never really help you eat ice cream. Okay, so she tells him all the good things about why it's good to be a spoon, and then he likes it. What did you like best about the book?
His mom was reading him The Dish Ran Away with the Spoon.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Spoon's grandfather, and that was and it was the spoon.
Okay, yeah. That was because it's like that's a real nursery rhyme, right? So it's kind of funny it was in that book. Okay.
I want to add one more thing.
Oh yes, what would you? Of course.
When there's chopsticks.
Yeah.
And they want to be a spoon.
Mm.
And they said, I wish I could be like spoon because us chopsticks have to stay together in partners.
Oh, and they wish they could. Now there's people who wish they could be like Spoon, and at first he didn't even like being a spoon.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. All right, I think we have one more guest that we need to get to. You good, Charlie? You said everything you want to say and all that?
At the end,
Yeah.
they're all smiling.
And that's great. That's a happy ending, right? Everybody loves a happy ending. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right, Miss Delaney Fail. Tell me the name of the book that you read.
Lost and Found.
So in this book, this is a book about twins, right? Ray and Jay.
Mm-hmm.
And so they make a lot of sacrifices to be individuals. Mm-hmm. So they trade places, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you had a twin, would you trade places with them?
No, I would be the good twin.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. All right. So they like traded places because they were tired of like always being associated with their twin all the time. So they just wanted to be their own person. But you're saying even if you had that feeling, you wouldn't trade places with somebody else?
No.
No way, huh? So to you, that wasn't worth it?
No, not really.
Okay. Did you have a favorite part of the book?
Jay goes to school and he meets his lab partner
Mhm.
that Ray met the other day, and he makes a fool of himself.
But then he blames it on his brother or something?
And he tells Jay that he has to convince his lab partner that he's not a dork.
That's crazy. I would hate to be in that position. Okay, any other thoughts from anybody about being an individual or the individuals in your book? Well, those were lots of different stories, weren't they? Lots of different things that we talked about. Okay, well, thank you for joining us today on
Kid power! Book edition!